Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn how to preview multiple files using JavaScript. So basically you can do that in two ways. First is by using a method called createObjectURL, okay, which is the easy and simplest way. And the second way is you can use using a file reader object. So I'll show you both ways. First I will show you using create object URL method. So here you can see I have HTML template div tag here which has ID. Whenever a user uploads an image, selects an image, I will display within this HTML tag. So below there is an input field which is a type of file and has a on change event. The name of the function is preview. Whenever he selects a file, the on change method on change event gets called. So I'll create a function here, and then I will save the element in a file in a variable. Next I'll get the files. So here I will declare some additional variables, okay, like object URL div, okay. So just assign value as null for initial. Here I am doing a condition checking whether the file exists or not. If it exists, then I will loop over each and every file. So here is the index files, okay. So now here what I need is, here in the object URL, okay, so we will get all the files here, okay. So if I do URL.createObjectURL, so within this method we need to pass an object, and that object must be of related to file, okay. So we can send it here, okay. So now I will just do console log and see what is the output I am getting, so that you can get to know that. I will open my Chrome. Okay, so now if I select any one of the file, so you can see that there is this kind of string gets printed out, okay. So basically if we add this to a image tag, the image will be displayed, okay. So basically this is a string representation for DOM. So now here is the error you see, okay. Why? Because the index in the for loop, you are not just looping through the file objects, but also the the length the length attribute will also be retrieved. So to stop that, you have to do a condition checking here. Then only if the particular if it is a instance of a file, then only you have to allow it, okay. So I'll remove this. So now if you refresh, the error will be gone, okay. The next thing is we need here you can see I have just there is a separate variable created div. The basically I will create a div. I'll create a new element, okay. I want div. In this cell inner HTML, I will add a image tag, Okay, object URL will be the source. Okay, followed by class is. So now this div I want to append it within this particular HTML tag. So I'll make it as a global variable. And here I will use append child. Okay, so I'll just if he selects the new, if he chooses another new image, then I will just remove the old ones. Okay. Refresh. If I click on open, now you can see multiple images will be displayed. Okay, so basically this is a very pretty fast and easy way to preview your files. Okay, as you can see, you just need to write only one line of code. Now what happens if you select a PDF file? Okay, so yes, the image won't be displayed, right? So what I want is I will create instead of PDF or other which are not images, I will display icons for that instead of displaying the image. Okay, so here what I'll do is I will create an object. So the first one is PDF, and if it is PDF, I will pass the URL of the icon. Then Excel, if it is a document. Okay, so for that I'll just go to icon set. So here I will the next thing I also want is I need to get the extension also. So for that I will create a function get extension, and I will pass the file object within this. I will just return the file extension. You can use the type also, a type attribute also instead of name you want. But in this video I'm going to use the name attribute. So here I will create another variable extension. Okay. So here I'll do a condition checking. The first thing is I will just add it to, assign it to extension. Okay. So here I will do a ternary operator condition. If the extension exists within this particular object, then I will display the then it will display the URL of the icon, or else I will display the image. Okay. I'll pass the extension. Okay. If it exists, then it will display the extension, or else it will show that it will create the object URL and display. I'll save this now. So now I'll try to upload PDF. You can see this in PDF. I will try to upload. I will upload. Select all the files and upload. You can see that it's working. Okay. So this is a very simple and easy way you can do that. And the next way, there is another way using FileReader. For that, I'll create another file here. Okay, so in this example, I will copy the same thing. I'll just copy all the HTML file here. Okay, so we need all of this, except we need to do certain changes here. The first one is see this file reader object, what it does is it works asynchronously. Okay, so it is better if you are uploading, if you are previewing only a single file, then it is easy. Okay, so now but if you try to preview multiple files, then what happens is it tries to override the previous one. Okay, so for this we use promises to stop such things from happening. I'll create a promise, file promise. Okay, it's just a function. It takes a file and returns a promise. Okay, so within this, I will create an file reader object. Next is you need to specify the file reader. As I said, the file reader works asynchronously. So you need to you need to specify a function here that onload. I will assign function to this. Okay, I will pass the URL. Okay, so you can find the URL in reader.result. Okay, so the output will be displayed in the result property. Okay, for that you have to use you have to call this method reader.read as data URL. Okay, so basically you have four different options here. You can read as array buffer, binary string, data URL, or as a normal text. Okay, but we want a URL, that's why we'll be using data URL. Within this you need to pass the file object. Okay, so this is called, so this function onload method is called after it loads all the attributes, and when this gets called, all the result I want to resolve it. Okay, so basically I'm passing the result to I'm passing the result. So here in object URL I want to convert this normal function to asynchronous function, and here I will, instead of this create URL, I will use await file promise, passing the file. Okay. I'll save this. I will open the file now. So now I'll try to upload all the files at once. So you can see all the functionality is working as used to work before also. If I go to view page source, you can find a promise function here. Okay. So regarding the code of the file, you can check the code on my website. I will be giving you full the URL of my website in the description. I'll also provide the URL of this post also. Here I have added all the code you need. You can try it out here. Also, I have provided you a link to CodePen. You can easily use this. Thank you guys. Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.